How we doing, guys? Welcome to day number 3 of the Fretboard Freedom Challenge. I hope you're all doing well. Give us a shout out. Who's here? Hi George, hey Sean, Adrian, Jim, Ray, Steve, Gordon, Robert, David, Noah, Julie, Michael, Baz, John. Hi guys, it's really lovely to have you here. Ralph, Keith, Ricky, Louis. Alright. Glad you're all joining me. Day 3 of the Fretboard Freedom Challenge. I hope you're really enjoying it so far. And I hope you're having fun. I've been loving watching all the videos on Facebook. It's been great to see everybody throw everything at this. And I hope you're finding that you're able to branch out of the standard but lovely open chords. I've got nothing against your standard open chords. As you just seen there, you know, you don't need much more than them if you want to play your favourite songs and stuff. But what we're trying to do here is unleash our inner guitarist and be able to venture up the fretboard and have some fun and be creative. So let's just have a little recap of what we've done so far, right? So we've had a look at the moving chords in the key of E. Okay, now if you're joining us, if you're just joining, welcome. You know, if you don't have a clue what's going on, this is a 5-day challenge and you can still join by clicking the link in the description. It's completely free and we're having lots of fun here. And we're learning lots of cool stuff. Everything's recorded, so you can access it all by leaving your email and just checking out the YouTube lives that we've done the last couple of days, and you can catch up. Alright, we've also been giving away prizes. 2 people got, we got Deborah and Ian got £50. Actually, I meant to do dollars, but you get a little bit extra currency. Feeling a little bit extra generous, you get £50 yesterday each. And today, I'm going to be giving away my blues course to 2 lucky people. Alright, who've been very active within the group. Alright, so stay tuned, I'll be announcing that at the end. But let's go over what we've done so far, right? So just as a little warm-up, right? We had the open chords. I've seen lots of creative things using these progressions. Alright, the E. Now be sure if you've got any questions about any of this stuff to put them in the comments. Somebody did ask if you could play E minor pentatonic with this. Not really, because we're playing in the key of E major. But something you could do, right, is let's take 3 chords from it. I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but this is quite cool. One of my favourite songs is Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. Alright, like that song there. And that's done in this key, which is in the key of E or C sharp minor. They're the same chords and same notes. Alright, we've got 3 chords from that. We've got C sharp minor, A and E, right? So we're taking 3 chords out of that progression, right? We've got the minor chord here, remember, on the 9 and 11. And E, or A, sorry, in the 5th fret, the E shape. I'm going to actually change over here now, right? And then E. Again, this is a little bit of a bonus. I wasn't planning on doing this, but here we go. This is what it's about, right? Now, we can look at pattern 1, pentatonic here in the 9th fret. This would be C sharp minor or E sharp, C sharp minor or E major, right? It'd be 9, 12, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 12, 9, 12. The E note is there on the 12th fret of the E strings, and we've got it there. Okay, so I could use that that shape to create some licks as well. Okay, you can go beyond that and play the full minor or major scale. 12, 11, 9, 12, 10, 9, 11, 9, 8. And that gives me some extra notes. I love this little note here. 10, 9, 10, 9, 11, 9. So I could do this. Alright, some stuff with that, right, that you can do. Anyways, I just thought I would throw that in there. If you want to add a little bit of practice into those chords, play around with this little box here. And that's somewhere you can start. Okay, there's lots of other places you can play that pentatonic scale. You can play up here. Things, but again, we're keeping it simple, or I'm trying my best. Okay, right, then what else did we look at? Yesterday we had thirds, or as somebody pointed out, could also be known as tenths. Looking on the Facebook group, it seemed a lot of people were getting some aha moments with the root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, and you've got all the chords, right? Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major, and we can do these cool things. Then we had all that stuff as well. All right. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on. And again, it's all recorded there for you to go over and have fun with. And remember, the whole theme of freedom is about, you know, taking these concepts and doing your own thing with them. So today, we're moving on to something that I talk a lot about with my students, right? If you've ever been in a private program with me or whatever, then you know I talk a lot about triads. And for me, I'm just going to change my camera here for a second. For me, triads is my camera as well. Move over a little bit. There we go. Dirty washing. Not there. We're fine. So triads are the building blocks of music. That means nothing, right? Basically, they're just chords, okay? And I think people make triads a lot more complicated than they need to be. And the cool thing about knowing what triads are and knowing where they are is you then can see chords all over the fretboard, right? My laptop's in the way here. But you can see them all over the fretboard. Alright, so if I find a triad here, and I also know that there's some notes I can use with that triad, then every time I use that, and I see this triad, I've got little licks and stuff that I can play. And then when you start to learn all the triads and all the little boxes and you practice lots of different licks, all of a sudden, it's like an overnight thing, and you're playing up and down the fretboard, you're creating groovy little licks, and you're not really thinking about it. You've gained the knowledge, and you've developed the muscle memory and technique, and that is how you can just start, you can start playing the guitar and start doing cool stuff, basically. As you learn, this is what happened for me anyway, and I believe this is what a lot of people were trying to tell me as well when I was learning. Still learning. Every day is a school day. So we're going to be diving into that, okay? But first, triads. This is the way that I teach them and the way that I think of them, right? Is that you take big chords and you break them down into 3 notes, all right? So let's take this chord, for example, right? Take this. And you don't need to play this, don't worry, you don't need to play this bar chord, right? But take this is a G bar chord. And if I break this down into 3 notes, right? So let's look at the 3 notes in the bottom string, right? We get these. 3, 3, 4. Okay? That is a G chord. Alright, I've got the 3 notes that make up a G in that. Because if I play this chord, right, to make it simple, if I play this G chord, I'm just playing a G, a B, and a D. G, B, D, G, D, G. Alright, it's a combination of those notes. Alright, so you're only ever playing 3 notes when you're playing these open chords, even though you're playing more than one string. So that's all this is, right? It's just a combination of triads. So here we have 3, 3, that's our first triad. 3, 3, 4. And then we've got this. So I'm just breaking this chord, big chord, into little bits, right? So I've got this, and this. 3, 4, 5. You'll see Hendrix and people play the chords like this. Alright, and sometimes you'll see a lot of electric guitar players playing chords like this, simply because you don't want big chunky chords in an electric guitar sometimes. You just want this nice dialed in tone of that chord without too much noise around it, okay? That's why triads are very useful. 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5, 5, and the G. Then we climb up the way. We don't really climb back the way, we climb up the way. We do triads. Okay, but I'm not going to get too deep into what they are, right? I'm just explaining how you can spot them and where these shapes come from. Okay, I could do the same. Let's just take a C bar like that, right? This car that I know is a pain for a lot of people. I've just got my double jointed fingers. I can do this easy, right? If you break this down into triad, we'd have, right, 3, 5, 5, and then we'd have this part. It's just the A shape, really. So that's a triad. That's a triad. So I could play G and I could play C like that. Okay, so that is how I think about triads. Now, I'm not going to go into all the shapes and stuff because really I want us to focus on just making music and having fun, and let's not try and keep it too, don't want us to go overwhelmed, okay? So we're going to play 3 chords today. We're going to play an A, D, and an E. Oh, sorry, A, D, and E. I know some of you can't differentiate my A's from my E's, but I'll do my best. Apple, dog, egg. How's that? A, D, E. Okay. A, D, E. Now we're going to play this all the way up the fretboard, right? We're going to go right up to the dusty end here by using three different ways to play that. Okay, our first way, we're going to play the A like this. A, D, E. We're not even going to use that. We're going to do A, D, E. Okay, A, D, E. A, D, E. Cool, right? And then we can also add in a couple of licks and things. Okay, so let's do this together, guys, right? So we're going to play the A shape here, right? If you can try and bar that. D, G, and B on the 2nd fret. And then we are going to play a D like this, right? I'm just going to take my middle finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the B. And my 3rd finger I'm going to put, oh no, I'm not going to put it here. The D on the 4th fret. Right, and what you have right here is quite like Keith Richards kind of thing. A, D, A. It's pretty cool, right? Right, so I've got A, D, which by the way is just a small version, a triad coming from the C shape. Right, A, D. And then we're going to move this chord up to the 4th, 5th, and 6th fret. Okay, A, D, E, A, D, E, A, D, E. Cool. A, D, E. Now we're going to add a little bit of colour to this once we've got all the shapes down, right? But this is what we would do first. This is really cool, right? See somebody's playing. You can play. Alright, add a little bit, you know, because this E sounds different from this E, right? So it means that if you're jamming, you know, if you're with somebody, you can just play rhythm, you can play different chords and add some colour to what they're doing by playing a different voicing. Okay? This is why sometimes you'll see two guitarists play the same rhythm, but they're playing different things in the guitar, because you're playing chords in a different area. And the more knowledge you have to do that, you know, the more confident you can be when you go into these situations. Alright, so A, D, and E. Now when we're up here, we're then going to switch gears, right? And we're going to go A here. Which again, it's just a little inversion of this bigger bar chord, right? 5, 6, 7. And then we've got the A shape here on the 7th fret. And the same on the 9th fret. And I'm just getting D, G, and B. Now you can use a pick here, by the way, as well. But it's a bit harder to be accurate, right? So I'm using my fingers here, because I quite like to use my fingers. Alright, cool. So I've got A, D, E, 2, 3, 4, A, D, E, 3, 4, A, D, E, 2, 3, 4, A. Alright, so if you've ever wondered, you know, that's basically me just doing an A, D, E, right? But instead of playing the bar chords, I'm just playing these little triads. See, you don't actually need to learn bar chords, you can do triads. In fact, I play these shapes a lot more than I play bar chords, right? Because they free up your other fingers to do things, alright? If I'm playing this big chord here, I can't really do anything. This is what the whole Hendrix thing's about. That's why you'll never see Hendrix really play a bar chord. You'll always play the chord like this, so that he can move his fingers around. Alright? You get more freedom when you play the guitar a little bit this way. Okay? So, where are we, right? So A, D, E, A, D, E. Getting right up the dusty end there, guys, right? So then, A, D, E. Okay? So you see how these chords are everywhere on the fretboard. If you see this, you can see them everywhere. This helps with lead and rhythm guitar. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to go over this all again, so don't worry. So, A, D, E, A, D, E, and then A, right? Again, I'm doing this little shape here, okay? So that's what I've got. My middle finger now on 10 on the B, my third finger on 11 on the D. Alright, and my finger here really has, I'm just barring that from the A, but I'm really getting the G on the 9th fret there. Alright, so we have A, D, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12 from the B, and then move that shape up to 12, 13 and 14. A, D, E. Alright. Okay, so let's go over that nice and slow. Okay, so again, A, D, E. Then A, D, E. Then A, D, E. And this is the practice, right? So let's just say that this is, if you're a complete beginner, this is going to be hard enough to do this, okay? So this can be the challenge, right? I'm happy if you guys can get all the way up here. 2, 3, 4, A, D, E. 2, 3, 4, A, D. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we are now going to add some little fills, okay? So I'm going to give you some stuff to work with. This is where you can then become a little bit more creative. If thou wishes. Okay, so when we get up to here, okay, now I'm going to give these notes 5, 7, 5, 7. Okay, so I could do, and you know what, I'm going to throw in some more. 6, 4, 2, bringing you right back to here. 7, 5, 7, 5, 6, 4, 2. Alright, which means I can use those. Right, you can just start, even if you just take these two notes for example. Even these notes. Alright, again, even when you improvise, if you start just starting with a couple of notes, and then see how creative you can be with them, and then start adding another one. Little pull-offs and hammer-ons, but it depends where you are in your journey. So I've just seen a little question here. Does this work for any chord progression? Sure. You know, you could change this up, right? I could start here. That's the cool thing about this, right? You can, if you continue to work with me, then you'll understand how the cage system works, and how when you move these shapes around, you move the licks around as well, and that is how the fretboard really opens up, because you can move everything. Okay, but I'm not going to get too into that now. But yeah, I'll start out as one triad and one lick at a time. That was a great question. Again, you could start up here. And then move the shapes up like that, right? Because you're just playing a different key at the end of the day, okay? But that key and the same shapes have the same shapes as the other key, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's see if we can come up with some other lick. Right, here's a cool thing you can do, right? When you're playing the A shape, here's a little. You do 9, 10, oh, so 9, 11, 9, 11. Right? A little Hendrix. Yeah, so. But all I want you to do, right, is just to take. You can just copy what I'm doing, or just take it and kind of come up with your own kind of version, right? So we've got this, and then these notes, all right, and then this, and then we get these notes. Okay, and then we've got. And again, the bottom here, if I've got to leave that part, we're too high up in the frets, right? So just to be clear, Okay, practice exercise A. All right, this is for those that maybe don't want to branch out into the licks and things because it's a bit too much. Just do this. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And you'll already have done a lot more than I had done in the first 3 years of learning guitar, right? I was still up here. Okay, again, I wish somebody had pointed this out to me. But, okay, so exercise B is then to use these notes that I've shown you to create a little melody. Okay, that is it. Now triads, there's lots more. Where'd that come from, right? But this is a great exercise to get you, again, up to the dusty end. Okay, playing the same chords. But what I will say is that practicing this, right, getting out of your comfort, and you can do this with any chord progression, right? But anything that you have, A, D, and E, there's lots of songs with that, right? But if you start practicing playing those chords in different positions, they start to become the new norm, right? And you start to break out your comfort zone. And the more you do that, the more you break away from what you know, the more these things start to become part of how you play and your vocabulary. So start having fun with them. Start taking these ideas and introducing them into what you already do. So songs that you already play, well, okay, you know a song with A, D, and E. Okay, let me try and play it like this then. A, and then add some licks in if you can as well. So the more you start doing that stuff, the more you start freeing yourself of your limitations, then the quicker you'll progress, right? That is it. The trick, not trick, but the secret, I guess, to really, the quicker you get outside your comfort zone and pushing your fingers, doing stuff you can't do already, the quicker you progress. And that's the thing, that's what keeps us trapped. When we get into our comfort zone of the songs that we like to know, that we sound good at, that make us feel good about ourselves because we know we can play them, and we've tried to play anything else, we feel like we suck, so we don't do that. But the more we do the stuff that we suck at, that's it, the trick, the less time it takes to not suck at it, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so yeah. Have we got any questions about that, guys? Laptop is in the... Oh, sorry. My laptop's been in the way. But I hope you got most of that. So yeah. Cool. So I'm going to give you a second just to see if you guys have any questions about any of that at all. And then we're going to go. I'm going to announce the winners of the challenge. All right. So I'm going to do that now. And if you get any questions, I will. I'll answer them. All right. So the winners today. Okay, some guys that have been very good on the Facebook group, that have been putting a lot of effort in. I noticed Tom Milligan and Ted, is it Steighorst? Okay, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But you guys have really made yourself vulnerable, all right? And you're putting yourself out there, and I think that should be applauded, all right? And I really enjoyed watching your videos, and keep up the great work, and you're encouraging everybody else as well, okay? So you guys are going to get, you'll have an email within the next 24 hours with my blues course. So congratulations, guys. And again, John, the homework, I just went over it. Okay, I'll give you 2 exercises, exercise A or exercise B. Just playing the triads or playing the triads with some fills with the notes that we've done, all right? Depending on your, where you are. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is it. Now, again, these challenges do get more challenging the more we go forward, right? And you know, that's just normal. Okay, like I say to my students all the time, you don't get better practicing stuff you can already do. All right, if it's difficult, then that's good, right? Because we're pushing our fingers, we're pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone to get better, and you always need to be doing that. The more you do that, week in, week out, the quicker that you progress. All right, so don't worry if you can't get it right now. You know, you will. You just need to keep on practicing it. You're not meant to get this done in one day. You're meant to upload the challenge in one day, but you keep on practicing this stuff until you nail it. Okay? All right, guys. Okay. So yeah, the videos from the Blues Challenge, I think they're still available. They should still be on YouTube as well. The chords tab, I don't use tab, unfortunately. That's not the way that that I teach. But do your best to go over the video and look at the fingerings as well, because this is quite controversial. But freedom, I think, also comes freedom from tab, freedom from music sheets. We're really trying to be creative here and break away from sometimes the crutches that they depend on. And the quicker we do that as well, then the quicker we can become the musicians that are inside of us. Sounds kind of gross, but yeah. All right, guys. So not going to go over anything again, the triads again, right? Because you'll be able to watch the video, okay, and then they watch, and you can slow it down. You'll be able to go back and rewind it all. All right. So wait for that. You'll get that very shortly, okay? And yeah. I look forward to seeing your videos coming up tomorrow. Keep up the good work. Tomorrow I'm going to be unleashing 2 more courses for people, so make sure you get those videos in, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys there. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you soon.